Hey guys, so I'm here to talk about Jawan. I'm sure you must have seen it this weekend. I saw it this weekend, and going by how much money they've already earned, I feel like half of India's already seen the film, maybe three-fourths of India. I feel like 2023 has been like an amazing year for pot boiler masala movies, right? You've got Rajinikanth's movie Jailer, which was tremendous, and I really enjoyed the hell out of that one. And then there was Maviran, which I saw on Amazon Prime. I don't think Maviran did very well in theaters, but it's still my favorite movie of 2023, and I think that movie is really tough to beat. And by favorite movie 2023, I don't mean just Tamil movie. I mean like just movie in general, like English, Hindi, Tamil, whatever. It's my favorite movie of the year because I thought it did so many things wonderfully well. And then we had RDX from the Malayalam film industry, which also, while not necessarily without flaws, I didn't think it was like a really great movie or like a masterpiece or something, but it still had something unique. It still had elements that made you want to watch the film, and it kept you engaged throughout the movie. It's not something that you haven't seen before, but it did what it did well. So that was RDX. Coming to Jawan, I just want to say Jawan is a Hindi movie, again starring Shah Rukh Khan, the best or the biggest star in all of India. It was directed by Tamil film director Atlee. Now, a little bit about Atlee. The only Atlee movie I really have seen was Mercil, starring Vijay. And I'll be honest with you, I hated that movie. I thought that movie was like terrible. I thought it was all over the place. I thought it was just a total mess. It had these weird tonal shifts where you would have like something exciting and massy happening just one moment, and then immediately the movie just cuts to some intense flashback sequence with a girl dying like horrifically with like a brutal death, and it just felt weird, man. Mercil was just this weird movie that, look, if you like the movie, great. I'm not gonna take that away from you, but for me it didn't work. So that was my experience. That's been my only experience with Atlee thus far. So my expectations were kind of low when I heard like Atlee was teaming up with SRK to make his first Hindi movie, right? But then I saw the trailer, and I loved the trailer because the trailer looked like something out of a comic book. Looked like comic book panels. There was a shot where Shah Rukh Khan looks like he's Moon Knight or whatever, and he's like jumping up in this night sky, and that's like this thunder or lightning like coming behind him and all that, and that looked like something out of Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. I loved the trailer, and Shah Rukh Khan going bald, and he had this whole bandaged face kind of thing. Which, by the way, if you guys saw the bandaged face, I don't know if I'm the only one, but it reminded me so much of Tobey Maguire's like battle damaged mask at the end of the first Spider-Man movie. Remember how he had also, like, it was like literally there was this line, and he had like one, his opening was here, and there was like an opening here, and it seemed like that exact same pattern in Shah Rukh Khan's face in that when he's in that bandaged mode in Jawan. So I don't know if it's just me. I just felt that it's like this weird comparison that just came to my head about the movie. How was Jawan? How did I like Jawan? Well, long story short, I liked it more than Patan, but I didn't like it anywhere near Jailer, Maviran, or RDX. That's the long and short of it. It's it's not a bad movie. Like, you can keep watching it, but one of the biggest problems with the movie I thought was it's almost cut like a trailer. Like, at the end of the movie, it's 3 hours long, by the way, which it didn't need to be. I turned to my wife and I said, I didn't feel like I watched a 3 hour movie. I felt like I watched the 3 hour trailer, if that makes sense, because the movie is cut so within like an inch of its life. And I don't think I can blame the editor for it specifically, because there's just so much in this film. There's so much like kind of like stuffed into this movie that there's no way for the editor to actually edit this in any meaningful way rather than cut it like the way it's cut in the film, right? I'm sure it's not going to matter to most people. It's just something that stuck out to me because when you edit a film like that, right, it feels so choppy. Emotions aren't allowed to fester. Moments aren't allowed to linger, and nothing really stays. As soon as you're watching a sequence, the film, before you can register what's happening, it just moves on to the next scene, and it's just this constant, like, frenetic sort of pace. And although I've only seen one Atlee movie, which is Mercil, this felt like an Atlee movie, and this is my second Atlee movie, and I felt, okay, man, I can see that this is directed by Atlee because it had everything that I'd seen in Mercil. This film also has, the fast, frenetic editing, the flashback sequences that are so intense and so out of place, and just comes at these weird times that it just you're watching a metro hijacking or a train hijacking one moment. I'm talking about Jawan. I won't go into spoilers, by the way. This is not a spoiler review or whatever. I don't think this is even a review. This is more like me just speaking. But a metro hijacking is happening one moment, and immediately it cuts to a random person's like flashback. I mean, not random specifically. It's just, it's one of the hijackers technically, but it just goes to their flashback, and then it comes back, and then randomly, we have something else happening, and then suddenly somebody else's flashback happens, and it's kind of like this mess, I guess. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. It's just a lot of moments put together with a lot of slow motion coming at random intervals. Like, this is literally a scene where a woman is taking a sheet from a washing line, right? And that's in slow motion. Like, she goes and it's that ramping kind of Zack Snyder slow motion. Like, she goes like, and then like pulls it and it goes like that, and then she's running, and then it goes in slow motion, and then fast, and then slow. That's the vibe of the movie. And, if my thoughts seem all over the place, it's partly due to the movie, because the movie is all over the place. It has great action. I think the action was pretty well choreographed. In fact, you know what? Fair is fair. Its action was fantastic. I thought the action sequences, the choreography, the fight choreography, the way the fights were taken, I thought that was one of my negatives with RDX specifically, because I felt the fights were, like, apart from Neeraj Madhav and his nunchuck skills, I felt like the fights were edited too frenetically and too within an inch of its life, which is kind of ironic because I was criticizing Jawan for the same thing. But funnily enough, the action sequences are well edited. The action sequences are like allowed to linger, and you can actually see what's happening, and it's pretty damn cool. It's actually, yeah, it's pretty rad to see the action sequence in Jawan. The music by Anirudh, especially the background score, is fantastic. Although I do think that it didn't have as much as oomph as his tracks did in Jailer. But for what it was, I felt it was fine. It was nice. It had a kick to it. What I'm trying to find some positives. Nayantara in the first half was really good. Deepika Padukone, her role, although it's a cameo, I won't go into what she was. She was actually quite a scene stealer. I thought she really did well with what she had. And then and Shah Rukh Khan, was doing his Shah Rukh Khan things, and yeah, his charisma is, evident at this point. So, you could watch him read a phone book and it'd be charismatic. So, there are no surprises there. He was really good at his, with his performance. He was pretty good. The story was pretty nonsensical, and that's the best way to put it. It doesn't really. The first half was a Shankar movie, and the second half was Michael Bay mixed with Zack Snyder mixed with I don't know what. Maybe like a, I don't know, man. Michael Bay, Zack Snyder, I think, and also like director Shiva, I guess. I don't know. It was just this mess. Like, the first half had like some semblance of a structure, and the second half just completely went somewhere else. And I felt like the filmmakers themselves didn't know how to go with the story. And bear in mind, I'm not somebody who looks at these masala movies and looks down upon them. I actually love masala movies. In fact, if I see a good masala movie, and if I'm seeing it in a good crowd, and I actually cheer with the audiences. So I don't go into a movie wanting to critique it. I know some people who would actually go into masala movies like looking down upon it. That's not me. So I wanted to love the movie. I really liked the trailers. I really liked the songs that they released, and I liked the first half enough, but it was just this mess, of stuff just thrown at the screen. Um, so that's all I can say about Jawan. Really, I mean, it's something you won't get bored. That's not something that's going to happen. There's always something on screen for you to stay focused on. But end of the day, it wasn't what I was hoping for. I guess maybe that's on me for setting my expectations high. Um, but yeah, if you watch Jawan, let me know what the in the comments below what you thought about it. Also, I do want to say one more thing. Vijay Sethupathi, they didn't use him well. I thought he was a fine villain, but they, man, after you see his performances and things like Vikram and even Master for that matter, you really expect a lot more from an actor of his caliber and of his talent level, which unfortunately is not this movie. So those are my thoughts on Jawan. Let me know if you guys have seen the film, and if you have, let me know what you guys thought. So yeah, until next time, bye.